The docuseries Quiet on Set sent shockwaves across the U.S. for its explosive commentary and disturbing details. But now one of the men at the center of the series is suing the producers of the hit docuseries, alleging defamation and for falsely implying he sexually abused child actors. Dan Schneider was the creative mind behind several hit children's television shows, such as The Amanda Show, Drake and Josh, iCarly, Victorious, and so many more. His attorneys filed the defamation lawsuit on May 1st against the show's producers, Warner Brothers, and Sony Pictures. In the suit, Schneider's lawyers say Quiet on Set falsely implied Schneider sexually abused the children who worked on his television shows. They claimed the docuseries' portrayal of Schneider as a hit job, saying the defendants destroyed Schneider's reputation and legacy through false statements and implications. The suit specifically brings up the Quiet on Set trailer, which was released in February, calling it defamatory, and it falsely implied Schneider was a child sex abuser. It goes on to state the implication of Schneider's work with children, followed by the words true crime event, is clearly stating Schneider committed a crime, one involving children, which the suit says is false. The complaint also adds the trailer depicts a video of Schneider working on set while posing the question, how safe can any kids be in that environment? That voiceover was followed by another voiceover stating there would be even bigger problems down the line with actual pedophiles on set. Schneider's lawyers argue the former Nickelodeon creator was not only the main focus of the trailer, but the sole focus.
Well, I think he's going to have a big road to have to follow or to have to go up with this.
I spoke with criminal defense attorney Natalie Whittingham-Burrell, who tells me she's surprised Schneider filed the suit, but adds she doesn't see the complaint going very far.
He is a public figure, and so he's going to have to prove that they defamed him with actual malice, which is a really high standard to overcome, meaning that they knew something that they said was false and they published it anyway. Not that just that they were reckless with the publication, but that they actually knew that it was false and they published it anyway. And here you have multiple accounts from former child stars as to Snyder's behavior towards them. And as long as they genuinely believed what those children or former child stars told them, more than likely he would not be successful in a case such as this. And then also the allegations that were made against Schneider were not graphic in nature, but more to do with a bullying environment to which he himself has already apologized for and admitted to in his public statements. So I just don't really see a pathway forward for him here to really win this case, but stranger things have happened.
We need to take a quick break out of this story to bring you a Law&Crime legal alert. If you don't know, Google Incognito tracked users' browsing data without their knowledge, but we might be able to help with that. Mass Tort Alliance, one of our legal sponsors, is helping users file for compensation due to Google misleading the privacy of their incognito browser. So if you use Google Incognito anytime since 2016, here's what you're going to do. Go to incognitoclaims.com/LCnews, take the questionnaire, and in less than 10 questions, you can start your claim. Again, that's incognitoclaims.com/LCnews. The 4-part docuseries and bonus episode, which aired on Investigation Discovery, featured interviews with former child stars, writers, producers, and other crew members who alleged toxic workplace environment, verbal abuse, and inappropriate behavior while they worked with Schneider on several of his hit shows. Some of those allegations specifically against Schneider came from former writers for the hit children's series The Amanda Show. Jenny Cleggan, who was one of 2 female writers for the show, claimed Schneider would show pornography from his computer. She said Schneider would pressure the 2 female writers to publicly perform seemingly sexually explicit activities in front of coworkers, including asking the other female writer, Christy Stratton, to tell stories as if she was being sodomized, but as jokes. Stratton, who was interviewed for the series, didn't want to speak on that incident, only saying she wasn't proud of it. She said working with Schneider was like working in an abusive relationship. Cleggan also discussed the inappropriate meaning behind a popular character of The Amanda Show named Penelope Taint. She claimed that in the writer's room, Schneider said he wanted to keep the true meaning behind the character's last name a secret, saying, "Don't tell what the word really means," alluding to male genitalia. In addition to those claims, former crew members on several hit Nickelodeon shows alleged Schneider pressured female staffers to give him massages. Some also found it inappropriate Schneider appeared in skits with Amanda Bynes, referring to the skit where the 2 were in a hot tub. Bynes would appear in a swimsuit, while Schneider appeared fully clothed. Some former child actors who appeared in the docuseries said Schneider developed a close relationship with Bynes, appearing to mentor and run lines with her as the 2 were reportedly often alone together numerous times while on set. Schneider did not appear in the series but defended his relationship with Bynes, who also wasn't interviewed for the series. After the series aired, Schneider released a 19-minute video to his YouTube channel where he apologized for his actions.
Watching over the past 2 nights was very difficult, me facing my past behaviors, some of which are embarrassing and that I regret, and I definitely owe some people a pretty strong apology.
Let's talk about the massages.
Okay.
Watching the content yesterday, it was disturbing.
It was wrong. It was wrong that I ever put anybody in that position. It was the wrong thing to do. I'd never do it today. I'm embarrassed that I did it then. I apologize to anybody that I ever put in that situation. And even additionally, I apologize to the people who were walking around Video Village or wherever they happened, because there were lots of people there who witnessed it who also may have felt uncomfortable. So I owe them an apology as well.
Additionally, in the suit, Schneider claims the series producers attempted to associate the former showrunner with two convicted child sex offenders, Jason Handy and Brian Peck. And arguably the biggest bombshell revealed in the series, former Nickelodeon star Drake Bell came forward as Peck's victim. Bell said the abuse began after Peck drove a wedge between he and his father, who was his manager at the time. Bell referred to the abuse as brutal and extensive, saying it was not a one-time incident. Peck was ultimately arrested after he confessed on a recorded line. He pleaded no contest to oral copulation with a minor and performing a lewd act with a 14 or 15-year-old. Bell's identity as a victim in the case was not made public at the time, and according to Bell, Schneider was not aware Bell was Peck's victim until Bell confided in him. In the series, Bell would credit Schneider for offering support to him. Peck would only spend 16 months in prison and was later required to register as a sex offender. Right before Peck's arrest, the former production assistant Jason Handy, who had worked on the shows like All That and The Amanda Show, was also arrested for sexually abusing children. Handy was arrested in 2003 for kissing and touching a 9-year-old girl and later convicted for child abuse and child pornography. Handy had reportedly worked with many of the kids on set. One parent of a former Amanda Show extra said her daughter had received explicit images sent by Handy. The filing states Schneider had no knowledge of Handy or Peck's abuse, was not complicit in the abuse, and he condemned the abuse once it was discovered, reiterating Schneider was not a sexual abuser himself.
That may be that it's a systemic issue, but the way to get that out into the public domain is not through a defamation lawsuit. Because again, what are we saying here? It is true that Dan Snyder was the bigwig at Nickelodeon for this children's content. It is true that on his sets were hired child predators. It is true that he oversaw these people and that he was in control of hiring and firing. As we saw with Quiet on Set, he had the ability to fire people with the drop of a dime, right? So none of those things are false. It was a systemic issue at Nickelodeon, and so he is not the only one to blame, but he certainly has some level of responsibility. And so I just don't think it's actionable. Anyone can file a lawsuit. It just doesn't mean that it's really going to go anywhere. I just don't see this going anywhere.
According to the lawsuit, Schneider's reputation and career were harmed by the trailer and the docuseries. Schneider's lawyers say in recent years there have been rumors about Schneider and his shows, including jokes that were taken out of context. His lawyers claim average viewers who watched the trailer or the series interpreted each as a matter of fact that Schneider sexually abused children on his shows. The suit also refers to the comments made by viewers about the trailer on Investigation Discovery's YouTube channel. Some of the comments in the complaint say, "I watched. Dan Schneider, Brian Peck, and Jason Handy need to be in prison. Dan Schneider needs to go down. He's gross. What a sick predator. Arrest Dan Schneider. I hope that Dan Schneider goes down just like R. Kelly and Harvey after their docuseries."
Yes, I would like to caution your audience and everyone else to be very careful. Make sure that you read and watch the things that you're commenting on. It's very easy to get caught up in the fury of what's going on. The allegations against him are unseemly, but they are not of a nature of child touching in intimate areas, to try to put it as safe a way as possible. And so I think people are assuming that, but that's not what the allegations are. It's putting children in sexually suggestive situations in these skits and plays and all that going back in the 90s and early 2000s, and on the different shows like, iCarly and The Amanda Show and things like that, having them do things that were kind of inappropriate and risque for children of their age. Encouraging them to drink underage is being alleged as well. And then kind of like emotional abuse, which is really important because that impacts someone as they grow up, however, is not necessarily even a crime. So a lot of the things that he is accused of are in this gray area that are not criminal acts. They're just not healthy things that you would want your child to be engaged in. And people are horrified to hear that these children who entertained us for so long were dealing with as well. But yes, there's no allegation here of sexual touching, but unconsented to, shoulder rubbing, things like that, feet touching, and those kind of unsavory things are out there. They're just not illegal.
Schneider parted ways with Nickelodeon back in 2018, not due to alleged sexual abuse, but after an internal investigation found evidence of verbal abuse toward his colleagues. Whittingham Burrell says the suit could be seen as bullying by Schneider, a criticism he's faced since his time at Nickelodeon.
Yeah, because in this case, Dan Schneider, we have seen on video his behavior towards these children, putting these children in sexually explicit positions like Ariana Grande and those type of things, Amanda Bynes being in a hot tub with her. We've seen that with our own eyes. They did not allege more than the things that we've seen with our own eyes and things that he has admitted to, like being a bully on the set, basically, and apologizing for that. So it could be seen as he's using his position of power and authority, like he did when he was the boss at Nickelodeon, to try and silence his alleged victims. And he has the right to make use of the justice system. It's there for a reason. We want people to settle things through court instead of through other means. However, we know that a defamation lawsuit defending one of those can be very timely, time consuming, costly. Those people are all going to have to retain lawyers. But for the smaller actors, the people that took the courage to speak out against him, it could be seen that he's trying to financially shut them up and make them shut up with the threats of lawsuits. That's why it could be seen as bullying, using his lawyers to essentially shut up people that are speaking out against him.
Schneider is seeking compensatory and punitive damages, attorney's fees, and injunctive relief, including editing, taking down, or removing all or a portion of the trailer and or the docuseries. Whittingham Burrell says she doesn't see the suit going too far in the court system.
I am sure that a cease and desist was sent before the lawsuit was filed, since he is very clear that he wants this injunctive relief, saying, you guys don't, redact me from this documentary, I'm going to sue you. And they still have the documentary out, and he's filed this lawsuit. So that leads me to think that more than likely they're not going to. And they would be out so much money by doing that. This documentary has gone viral. It's just really taken up. It's just crazy how many people are commenting on this everywhere. And so I don't think investigation discovery gets rid of this. And so it's going to be up to the court. And as I said, I don't have any confidence in the strength of this lawsuit because his reputation was already so bad. And he's admitted to these acts, and many of the acts are on video. So I just don't think he's going to win this. And I don't think I don't think the documentary is going anywhere.
At this time, the defendants in the complaint have not publicly responded to Schneider's lawsuit. Reporting for Law and Crime, I'm Elizabeth Millner.